Good morning and welcome to Orca News. The headlines. Mr. Ludzki Klavinsky was inaugurated president of Landova. Ex-President Jerwin Limson's on his farewell address. Travel restrictions imposed due to Ukraine-Russia tensions. And the proposed two-door nuclear power plant has been disapproved by the votes on the referendum. Ludzki Klavinsky has been inaugurated as President of the Republic of Landova. Nelson Jefferson has also been inaugurated Vice President of Landova last Tuesday. The inaugural ceremony was administered by Chief Justice Russell Elvin Keegan. President Klavinsky also inaugurated the 4th Landovian Congress, in which the Fusion Party will take the majority in both Senate and House of Representatives. In President Klavinsky's speech, he addressed the whole nation in having a new government that will support willingly the people who supported them in government. The president also mentioned the tensions between Ukraine and Russia, in which the president gave a moment of silence to the people affected there. He then condemned Russia's provoking aggressive actions against Ukraine in his speech. President Klavinsky remarked on his pre-presidential trip to Slovenia. He met with Slovenian President Borut Pahor and agreed upon the Immigration Act, in which Slovenia will be visa-free. Instead of up to 90 days of stay, it will then be 180 days. The president asked the nation what the Landovian people wanted in the government. He asked the nation rhetorically, which he then formally signed and approved the Executive Public Relations Officer or the Executive Communications Officer. Now, what do we expect from here on now? The new administration will have a new set of elected government officials. All elected government officials will take office for 2 years in a term where re-election is indefinite. The implementation of the Elections Commissions or the Select will administer upcoming elections instead of the Congress. The next elections will take hold next year for the midterm elections of vacant positions in the government, specifically White Tone Village, and possible new city, municipality, or village that will be established in the future. And lastly, the dissolution of the Department of Tax Reform Revenue, in which the Department of Budget Management will handle the dissolved executive department. Former President Limson addressed the people in his farewell speech of being the president of Landova last Monday, before the inaugural ceremony of Klavinsky. Here's the full clip of his speech.
Good evening, dear Landovians. Good evening, Cabinet, Secretaries, Senators, and Congressmen. I would like to address my farewell speech as I will leave office from tomorrow morning onwards. A lot had happened in the past 3 years of my administration, as being the President of the Republic of Landova, 2 years of which being the Mayor of Plainsfield and yet again elected Mayor for the city as well as Commerce Valley Terraces Village. It has been a lot lately and Landova has grown much more than we expected. Even though problems arose because of the coronavirus pandemic and projects issues. But because of that, we have progressed so far. I would like to thank my cabinet members for supporting this country very well. My brother Mayors Stalin and Justin. You all did well. It has become like this for we have contributed so much that we too made progress. Our fellow people, you didn't despise us and you didn't leave us hanging as far as we can't do. We have assured our country's motto, progressing prosperity, unity, and justice. Better yet, I will still be here serving the people, now going down to the local levels. Hello again to Plainsfield City. I will commit to serving the city once again with CVTV. Besides that, I'd like to congratulate once again President-elect Ludzki Klavinsky and Vice President-elect Nelson Jefferson for their victorious victory in the elections. The people have now their trust in you. The people are now entrusting you for your support and the good governance the administration will be handling. To all my dear people, dear Landovians, thank you very much for 3 years of presidency. Thank you for the trust you have given to me and all my fellow cabinet members as well as Vice President Pete Genner. We will still be public servants in some localities, but we will not stop helping the Landovian people. This has been your first President of the Republic of Landova, stepping down as your President. Thank you very much to all. And good evening and stay safe to all. Thank you.
Here's our weather for today. Former President Limson last week imposed full travel restrictions on 4 countries in Europe due to the tensions between Ukraine and Russia. The Secretary of State Affairs has added on Wednesday 4 more countries for limited travel restrictions are still imposed amidst the tensions. Inbound and outbound travel is restricted in the following countries: Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, and Moldova. Limited or partial travel restrictions are imposed in the following countries: Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, and Romania. The proposed 2-door nuclear power plant has been rejected in both the 3rd and 4th Congress, as well as the direct votes of the people of 2-door. More to report from Paul. Paul?
Yes, Natalie. The referendum on the proposed nuclear power plant was rejected in Congress and by the citizens of 2-door. Of the 19 members of the 3rd Congress, 12 had voted against the referendum. Meanwhile, 7 had voted in favor of the referendum. In the new 4th Congress, from the 18 newly elected members, 2 of which have been re-elected in the lower house, 9 have voted against the referendum, 6 have voted in favor, and 2 have abstained from voting in the referendum. In the 2022 elections of 2-door, from the 65 voted citizens of 2-door, 47 of which voted against the referendum, while 18 of which voted in favor of the proposed nuclear power plant. A tallying total of 68 voted are not in favor of the nuclear power plant and 31 of them are in favor, giving a total of 99 votes on the referendum. House Speaker Oliver Robinson and Senate President Nelson Jefferson formally closed the referendum in which the proposed 2-door nuclear power plant has been rejected by a majority of 68 out of 99 votes. This means that the proposed nuclear power plant will not be built soon. However, another referendum can arise from several members of Congress to pass on the proposal, but this will be seen in the next general elections if a member of Congress can reintroduce the proposal and side to a committee hearing with the local government of 2-door. Back to you, Natalie.
Thank you, Paul. And that's it for today's news. This is Natalie Coles, reporting for Orca News. Good morning, everyone.